All right, Rhea, this is the last topic that I want to talk about because I know you're a Switch 2 fan. And I am being completely honest when I say I changed my mind on the Switch because we talked about it before the direct, and I said I don't know if I'm pre-ordering the Switch 2. I said because I was like, I I love Mario Kart 8, but if they're not gonna, I told you, I went on the record, said I want more Nintendo characters. I want like Nintendo Kart. I don't know if this new Mario Kart's gonna wow me. And then you also said, "Oh, but I'm looking forward to the online functionality in community options in the Switch 2." And I'm like, no, I don't think playing the Switch 1, I don't think they're gonna do that much groundbreaking, but as long as it works the way it does in the direct, I'm really impressed with that. And then I have all these haters on my Switch 2 content in the comments. Discord's existed for years, Max. Discord, it's just Discord. I'm like, but the presentation of how the online functionality, it's probably based on a Discord. You know how many programs, like even StreamYard that we're recording on, is based on Zoom in the back end, but it's still the way it's presented in ease of use. Looks really good and I think it's going to be a game if it works like they said in the direct. The things that changed my mind on the Switch 2 and why I pre-ordered are the online functionality. It looks like it's going to be a blast with our friends, and I know Perp, RJ, you, I'm trying to think of other people. Oh, my niece, I had to keep my second pre-order. My niece wants it now. She's like, you better get that for me. So the online functionality looks like it's like a game changer for playing games online. Like, I like playing games online, but I like actually having parties on Xbox and PlayStation, but actually playing people online, I don't do that much. But this looks like I will. It looks like something I will enjoy. I'm going to get the camera. So that Mario Kart looks like a really good launch game. I like the differences where there's 24 characters. You keep racing on the world. I really hope they put even more modes in with that $80 price tag. I'm hoping there's already a new mode announced that's going to make it better than the previous Mario Kart, is the knockout, where you go from 24 to 1. And my prediction is, because it's world, there's going to be one mode where it's like going to be an endurance race where you go through every single track, the whole world, because part of the thing in the Grand Prix is you keep driving in between tracks. So I'm hoping there's a mode like that. And then I kept thinking about what is the main criticism. The price does not factor into me whatsoever. It really doesn't, because I've always got the most value out of any of my games, especially with my family, Nintendo games. My wife, we still play Nintendo together every once in a while. We do not play PlayStation or Xbox together. You know, it does bring family together. So that, and the main criticism that I hear from a lot of people now is that even the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, the launches for next gen didn't really feel like a launch. And this really pulled at my heartstrings. And I'm like, this feels like an old school console launch, even more so than the Switch 1. I've been waiting for this since the Wii U, Rhea, because if Wii U fans, we kind of had a redo of a lot of the games. There were still Breath of the Wild, but that was still a Wii U game. There was still Mario Odyssey, but this feels like a legit console launch. That's where I've been talking so much. I want to get your thoughts on that. That's where I feel like the difference is. That's what really changed my mind. Is this feels like an old school console launch with the stable of launch games, and you don't get that much anymore. And I think that should be awarded.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And the backwards compatibility is encouraging for folks, to your point about having like this big backlog, and being able to experience them in like, sort of like this upscaled, experience that a lot of folks have been wanting since like 2017. And yeah, like the price point didn't bother me too much. Consoles, $400, $500, that's pretty much the standard. And yeah, I'm getting the additional accessories as well, like the first party camera and the pro controller for the Switch 2. Yeah, I'll be getting all those
Now,
things.
RJ and
And
Perp
yeah,
said we're gonna have a party that weekend. Are we down the party that weekend? The Switch 2
Oh
weekend?
yeah, release day. Yeah, definitely. And
Okay.
yeah, I actually was lucky enough to get multiple consoles as well because I was thinking that I would be pre-ordering for other
What?
folks who
I
weren't able
usually have
to.
bad luck. I told you.
Yeah, I was expecting to just, be like, okay, Max is gonna rely on me to get one, which is fine.
Yeah. But there is some news too. This is another feature that I was very intrigued by, and I can't believe that they're actually doing this. And this is the update part of this vid, is the game sharing, virtual game cards. I am actually planning to use this with my nieces. Now, I love my nieces, but I do not let them borrow my games, which I'm not going to say because my niece gets upset with me when I say no. I have to really trust you with my stuff. I've let Brea borrow some games. I've let Bruce borrow some games. But I really have to know that you're going to keep in the pristine condition and I'm going to get it back. But as far as we could tell, game sharing and virtual cards is going to be a thing. Have you ever tried this in the past, Nintendo? I think they had this on the 2DS or something, or 3DS. I don't know. I never even knew there was a thing back then. Did you know about that?
No, like I wasn't sure if this was the local co-op play where if someone has the game and everyone's like within reach with their 3DSs, then they can all play like with Monster Hunter
Yeah.
Ultimate 3. That was a feature, but I didn't know that there was, virtual game card features for other consoles.
Yeah, so that's another great feature, and I really, people are dogging Nintendo about the cost because of the trade stuff around the world, and I want to just tell people, hold your horses on Nintendo. There's plenty to criticize Nintendo with this launch, especially the 9.99 game that I cannot justify whatsoever. That tour, that Switch 2 tour. Are you going to buy that too?
Yeah, I mean,
I
like,
am not.
okay,
I
wait, no,
refuse.
if it comes out as like, a physical case with a game card in it, fine, I'll do that just to like have it to look at and hold.
I refuse to buy that game. I refuse to buy that game. Even Reggie Fils-Aimé talked about that. He gave Nintendo hell for that. Okay, but from what you said, if you have the game local co-op, you might only need one cart for local. But did you know on the virtual game cards, what they said in the direct is you can let people borrow it for 2 weeks. You can like send the game, but you can't play it while the other person borrows it. And I'm saying, people are complaining about costs with Nintendo. This is a game changer if hopefully the economy gets better, the worldwide economy. But that is a game changer for a lot of people. And I would like to borrow a game from you, Ray, or I'll send you a game that I buy digitally because I'm going to buy some digitally because of my nieces. And I'm like, oh, I might want them to try. And honestly, my wife prefers digital, so I might buy her games digital, and that way my nieces can play them too, and that's a benefit. Like that's actually, I love physical, but for some of these games I might actually pay digital just because of that. And then the update in this is brought to you by Wario 64. You actually definitely, that's a X handle to follow for sure.
Yeah.
Really good deals. But you can also send the downloadable content to share. That's really good.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that's the news I was completely surprised by. And did you know that about the game, the card sharing? Is as long as I got to revisit this direct, because as far as I know, you could send the direct if you're like on your friends list for them to borrow the actual game digitally, send the game. I think it's like 2 weeks. You can keep it up to 2 weeks. Did you know about that?
Yes, I did watch the direct with you, and I caught that, but I was confused because I think we both talked about it, like, oh, do you have to be on the same family plan as far as
Okay.
like the internet subscription? But you're saying now that like, oh,
I
you
think
just
it's
have to
your
be a
friends
friend.
list. I think
Wow. Okay.
I will have to research that further, but PlayStation and Xbox aren't letting you do this. So that is a big benefit, and a big benefit to my family. Also, because I am helping moving my niece and her family tomorrow. They are moving a little bit farther away. So it'll be nice to like have some family time, and I'll go play a game with her, and then I'll let her borrow a game. So the world, people are busier now, families are busier now. It's a way to connect for sure. It seems like a great benefit to me. I'm really looking forward to it. The only games and then maybe we'll end here with your launch game list. The games that I want are I already got Mario Kart World with my bundle. I'm just getting that digital for now. Hopefully, eventually, I'll get a physical cart like when it's cheap, because Mario Kart sells like the most ever. I will wait forever to get that. It's not like they're going to run out of Mario Kart World carts.
Yeah.
It's different for a different release. Like if they decided to do an F-Zero GameCube physical cart, I would get that day one. But you're talking about Mario Kart. That's probably the physical game Nintendo has the most in the wild is Mario Kart games. So I could definitely wait on that. I do think I'm going to pick up. Oh, I'm almost done. I do think I'm going to pick up Donkey Kong Bonanza. That looks like a lot of fun. I would have preferred it to be more like Donkey Kong 64 or Donkey Kong Country, but the mechanics where you're breaking things down is pretty cool. My maybe is Metroid Prime 4, because I love Metroid Prime series, but I didn't really finish the other ones. I have the trilogy on Wii, and then the last game I'm definitely going to get is digital only. I wish it had a physical one. Is it's not called Fast RMX. It's almost like a Wipeout F-Zero type racing game. It's only $15. So those are the games. I'm definitely getting the Mario Kart World, the racing game, and probably Donkey Kong Bonanza. My maybe is Metroid Prime 4. So did you have a launch lineup you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I got the console with the digital download code for Mario Kart World. I'm in the same boat as you. I'll just get it physical later on. And then I pre-ordered Rune Factory, which is a spin-off of Harvest Moon, where it has some action RPG elements and it still has like, the farming and sim town building stuff too. And then there's another game that I'm waiting to pre-order when it's available called Bravely Default, and that is from folks who like the HD 2D style games like Octopath Traveler, and then the new Dragon Quest HD remaster series that came out last year. Folks like me who like that remastered sort of 2D pixel art with like all the playable quality of life enhancements too that make it more streamlined to play and not as frustrating to like grind and travel and all this other stuff. That's my jam for sure. So that was originally a 3DS game, and now they released it. They're going to release it for Switch, and it's on the cheaper side. It's $40, but it's only going to be on the game cart. So
The key card, you mean?
Yeah, that part.
Okay, yeah. That's a great lot. And I forgot about one. I know it's an older game, but the Cyberpunk game, having that whole game, I didn't believe RJ when he told me. He's like, there's no way they put that on the. They actually worked with Nintendo. All the DLC is on the cart. That is, I wish more game companies did this, like actually release the physical edition later on after the DLC so they could put it all on there. They really worked with Nintendo on this to have like this AAA game come here, make it an exciting release. And this is the definitive version physically for Cyberpunk. I don't know if you'll ever get a better edition with everything on the cart like that. So I don't think I'm getting to that launch, but eventually I'd like to pick that up because, and I think the cost is going to stay up there because everything is on there physically. So really look forward to the Switch 2. Thank you for watching. Let us know your launch lineup and what you think about the features. And I'm generally impressed, and I feel like this is like an old school console launch, and I can't miss out on it. And I hope if you want one, I hope you get yours too.
Woo, yeah.
Bye, everyone. All right.